I am in France this week with Hugo's family. So his parents have rented this lovely house in the south of France, in Provence, which is such a beautiful area. And I'd never been to Provence until I started going out with Hugo 10 years ago. Now I've been 3 times. But yes, we've got just under a week here. We're actually spending our last night in Marseille because I went last year and Hugo's never been and I think he's gonna love it. So we hotel there for 1 night. But this is really me trying to switch off. I do have one little bit of work that I need to do tomorrow, and I'm also gonna write my Substack, which I've been loving. And I'm trying to do it every 2 weeks. So tomorrow is my 2-week deadline. But apart from that, I'm really trying to switch off while I'm here. I think towards the end of last week and just in the last couple of weeks, I've just started feeling really, I don't know, I think I'm more in control of my mental health than I've ever been at the moment. Like I feel like when I do have a low, I've been so much better at dipping myself out of it quicker and knowing my tools and tricks and all of that. But I have started to feel burnt out. I've just been working non-stop for the last 3 months on the book, and the book is kind of a side hustle. Like everything else is just going on at the same time. And yeah, just feel really burnt out. I feel like my burnout has come from more stress than anxiety, which actually sounds weird, but it is really positive for me because anxiety is really under control. I've had stress signs, like I've had tinnitus in my ears for the last couple of months, which is a really horrible feeling for anyone who experiences it. But again, it's like so linked to stress. But yeah, I think one of the things I've really been feeling is I haven't been feeling creative, and that's a sign. I feel like my brain, my body, everything telling me that it's time to stop for a little bit. So I'm gonna really just try and take this week off, and then I'm actually just gonna take, it's the first week of June right now, I'm just gonna try and take June slower. I have my week-long residency / retreat at Casalauer in Sicily, which is so exciting. That's a real opportunity to just be creative and have fun. We just went to the market and I want to show you guys what I got in the French pharmacy, because I love French pharmacies. These are just tampons because I'm just finishing my period. I always, so since I've been seeing my facialist, which I think I've talked to you guys about in the last year, who's basically changed my skin, she recommended this moisturizer, Effaclar Plus. I think I got slightly the wrong one. One still looks really good. Usually I get, actually no, maybe this is the right one. Effaclar Duo Plus. This is M, I'm not sure what it is, but it's La Roche-Posay. And it says it's marks and anti-acne. So that's a moisturizer I've got for ages, and they have it in French pharmacies. And then I got this lip balm, which has SPF in it because I forgot to bring my SPF lip balm with me. And since being on anti-acne medication about 6 years ago, I get the driest lips, so having SPF lip balm is really important. And then the thing that I always get in French pharmacies is, just gonna open this, and then when I go to French pharmacies, I always get this stuff, homeoplasmine, which I think is actually nipple cream, but I've always used it as like pre-bedtime lip balm. Again, dry lips, but I've used this for years, and it's definitely going up in price because people are obviously catching up on it, but it's so good. It's like kind of texture of Vaseline, like thick, and particularly in winter it's just so nice. Before I go to bed, I always just put on like loads of hand cream, loads of lip balm, and this is my pre-bedtime one. And then the last thing I got is these sleeping pills, which I feel like French pharmacies are just so good at over-the-counter medication, and just like their over-the-counter service is kind of like going to a GP in the UK. But my friend recommended these to me for occasional usage. I do not take them every night, but something I've struggled with for a long time is on and off insomnia. And I got these with my friend when I was in Paris a few months ago, and I just wanted to get some more. I thought they were really good, and they don't make you feel drowsy the next day. They're called Donorumil. So yeah, got those, and that's what I got. And I'm now gonna go and read my book by the pool. How do you feel about being in the vlog? We have just been to the supermarket and I was just raving about the quality of French supermarkets and how everything, just feels better than it does in the UK. And our hire car makes a lovely noise when we go the speed limit. But we just got some bits and bobs for the house, and we are on cooking duties tonight, so we're making chicken with a big tomato salad, roast potatoes and courgettes on the barbecue with a parsley and caper salsa. We got some drinks, I'm gonna maybe make a panna cotta tomorrow, and with the fig leaves that are in the garden of the house, and yeah, it's just an enjoyable experience going to the supermarket. Courgettes. Do we need orange in our macaroni?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Strong. Forte. Hugo's dad has made me a Negroni. Drunk after a sip. It's so strong. We got this aubergine dip from the farmer's market. Good, right?
Summer, I'm sure.
Crazy. Not go tomorrow. Huge.
Fold the body all the way down to the floor. Head is heavy. Exhale, bring hands to prayer at the heart center. Let's take one more of those. Inhale together. Exhale, low dancing dog. Lovely. So make sure your feet are about hip width apart. Hands.
Good morning. Looks pretty good. Good evening. We're heading out for dinner in a minute. I have got my Substack written today, and I feel like I'm having like a re-inspiration to make content. I think it's just because I honestly have time for the first time in so long, but I actually just filmed a makeup get ready with me, which I'm going to edit and maybe put on my TikTok or Instagram, which is very out of my comfort zone, but I just have this re-inspiration to make some content. So yeah, I'm wearing this dress. I think it's from Nobody's Child, and we're going out for dinner in a lovely restaurant in the town. Lovely. Wasn't enough.
Second.
Ooh. Woo!
Por eso tiene que comprender que el ritmo nunca se para, se sigue hasta el amanecer. Ahora
I feel like I have filmed quite a lot in the last few days, but I don't know if I've actually talked to you guys that much, but I just wanted to sit down. I'm actually about to do a bit of work because in 2 weeks I'm going to Sicily to cook at Casalava, which you guys may have heard of. I'm doing their cherry week. I'm just wearing my cherry t-shirt, and I just want to do a little bit of planning for that while I am here and have the kind of headspace to think about what I'm cooking. The weather has actually been like on and off good, but when it's been good it's been so hot, and actually most of the time when it's not been good it's kind of been nice enough to sit outside, but it's very windy right now and I have been laying outside all day. But yeah, I wanted to talk you guys quickly through the books that I've been reading this week. Just before I got here I'd finished Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver, and I don't know if you guys have read it, but if you have, it's incredible. It's a real epic. Yeah, she spoke about it in my Substack. It's a real epic about a boy who grows up in foster care in Virginia, and there's just so much in it. A lot of themes of like the opioid crisis and poverty and just living in that part of America. But that was an epic, and it was also I think like 600 pages long, so after that I wanted to read some short books just to like get me through them. But I read this first, so I read this at the start of the holiday, and I've read Ishiguro's book Clara and the Sun, which I absolutely loved. Arguably kind of loved it more than this one, but also loved The Remains of the Day, and this is actually I think supposed to be his best one, or the one that people like the most. And it's based in 1956, and it's basically about a butler in an old English like country home, and it kind of is from his perspective, and it's just a really simple story, but I think it tells a lot about human emotion and relationships. And yeah, it was kind of cool to imagine the UK in that period of time, and he describes it really beautifully. And also it's kind of based around like Somerset and Devon and Dorset and Cornwall, and I love that part of the country, so I really enjoyed that. And then I actually read this very quickly yesterday. I haven't read any Deborah Levy, and this is her autobiography, or one of her autobiographies, and I was so taken aback by this book. Absolutely loved it. It's made me so excited. I've got hot milk, but I couldn't find it before we left. I really wanted to read that, and I was a little bit nervous that I would find her writing quite stuffy and hard to read, but it was literally completely the opposite. I literally loved this. I've never done this before, but I actually underlined quite a few things that she said. I'm not a mother yet, but a lot of the like stuff about motherhood was just really amazing, and like the way she talks about women and like the political aspects of motherhood and how we have to give up a lot of ourselves to be mothers, and it was just really amazing. I could have read like hundreds of pages more of this, so I'm so excited to read more by her. And then I've just started today, or this afternoon, I've just started this Kudos by Rachel Cusk. I actually, before I left, I bought a bunch of her books, and I literally just brought the one that I liked the cover of. I mean, they're all really nice covers. This is classically that I brought it. It's the third in a trilogy, but I googled it this morning and it said that it didn't matter. It was one of those trilogies or series that didn't matter if you didn't read it in the right order, and I'm loving it already. It's kind of similar. I feel like the themes of all of the books that I've read this week are similar in the way of like capturing human emotion and like really simple stories. Obviously Deborah's is not a story, it's her life, but just the simplicity of encounters and relationships and emotion. So yeah, loved these three and would highly recommend them. Yes, I'm just gonna plan. I've actually have not journaled in a few weeks, and I have really been resisting it this week. So maybe I'll journal tomorrow, because I don't want to finish the Cusk book before I leave, because I only have one more with me, but I actually realised I've already read that. So I did write down in my journal like brain dump of loads of ideas I have for the cherry week, but I do need to send Lucas, who runs Casalava, my like actual recipes and ideas for the retreat. So I need to do that, and I need to also send him a mood board to give to the designer so that everything feels succinct. So I'm gonna just do that now. I've been resisting it all week. It's Thursday, and I feel like when you have like one or two things you have to do on a holiday, you just end up resisting them and doing them last minute. So I'm going to do that now and just get it done, and I'll feel really good and relaxed tomorrow. And that is the plan. Then Hugo's family has requested chocolate mousse, so I'm going to make that for everyone. About 7. just at the stage where I've whisked my eggs and I'm adding the chocolate, and I actually love making this mousse. I feel like I should be more sick of it than I am, but I think it's just so satisfyingly simple that I kind of never really get bored of it. And like with anything, I feel like the key to getting better at anything, whether it's baking, cooking, or like any other hobbies or jobs, just like keep making it. And yeah, I just feel like every time I make this mousse, while I'm making it, I'm like thinking through the process while I do it, and I always just continue to get better, hone in on the mousse every time. And it's quite fun just to like make something so many times that each time you make it you get a little bit better, and the product is also a little bit better, but equally there may be times where you make it and it doesn't turn out as good, so figuring out why that is also quite fun. Good morning. Slept so well and just done a half-hour yoga while Hugo's gone on a run. I just feel so much better when I do yoga, even if it's 10 minutes. Today it was half an hour, but literally just changes how I feel. And yesterday we went on a run. I actually found it really hard because I think we'd gone for a massive meal the night before, and I had drunk a few glasses of wine and had like just quite a heavy meal, and I found the run really hard. And also just generally find it really hard on my legs if I run 2 days in a row. So just have done yoga this morning, and it's such a beautiful day. It is our last full day here, and then tomorrow morning we're actually going to a brocante, which if you guys have watched my France content in any way, or have followed me for a while, you'll know that I'm obsessed with brocantes. It's literally my favourite thing to do. A brocante is a French antiques market, and I've been going for years. My parents used to sell antiques, and so they would go when we were younger for the whole summer, and they would then get a lot of the antiques shipped back at the end of the summer. So it's something I've been really doing since I was a child, and obviously like the things that I've bought and been interested in have just changed throughout the years. And Hugo's parents very sweetly found one that is happening in the local town, and then we're actually going to Marseille for 24 hours. So I'll see if I continue that in this vlog. But yeah, that is the plan. I've just laid a breakfast outside for when Hugo's family get back from the market. Just put some of the tarts in the fridge, but I'll show you what I did. It was quite fun to put together. Breakfast. So incredibly special, this location.